None of the Dragon Ball movies are canon.
No hate to this creator, but I disagree. Now, they might not be directly canon to the main source material, but they're still canon nonetheless. Just a lot of the movies are canon to themselves. Because to say that something is non-canon, that means it's not officially licensed by the actual company that makes Dragon Ball. Like, for example, Dragon Ball AF, which is a fan manga that's not connected to the actual Dragon Ball lore in any way. And also, filler is canon as well, it's just canon to the anime. Because Akira Toriyama in an interview states that he views the manga and anime as separate, but they're still connected somehow, which is through the Dragon Ball lore. And he confirms this again in the same interview. He also states in another interview that he views the movies as separate dimensions. And he also states this again in another interview. And he even states in another interview that if you want to view GT as the final grand story for Dragon Ball or a side story, you can. Akira Toriyama has never cared about canonicity. He only cares about writing a good story. He lets his staff worry about the canonicities. Again, here's another statement for Akira Toriyama's views on GT. Here's a statement even from the screenwriter who said he tried to keep the movies in the same timeline as the anime. Also, this is the same screenwriter who created the concept for Broly. Also, another thing to add for GT, we know it has some connections to Fusion Reborn, as Goku and Vegeta in GT remember becoming Gogeta. We know that Fusion Reborn has connections to a lot of other movies because a lot of the movie characters got released from Hell, which is what happens in this movie. Now you may be asking, what movies are still canon to the main timeline? And that movie is BoJack Unbound. That's because in Dragon Ball Heroes, Vegeta remembers BoJack from the time in the movie. And in Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a direct continuation to the Dragon Ball Super anime, where CC, Goku, and Vegeta are just regular Goku and Vegeta. We quite literally have a Dragon Ball multiverse. Dragon Ball is doing the same thing that DC and Marvel does. And also on top of all that, we know that the main continuity is connected to Dragon Ball Kakarot, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is connected to Xenoverse, and Xenoverse is connected to Heroes, as Heroes and Xenoverse share the same universe. So yes, there's still a lot of things that happen outside the anime and manga that are still canon. And also the timelines in the Dragon Ball universe work on the many worlds interpretation, meaning that there are infinite universes that exist, which is also confirmed in Hero. So if you guys have any questions about what's canon and what's not, just let me know and I can answer it. Also, a quick thing to add, plot holes exist in almost every aspect of fiction. So just because there's plot holes and there's things that doesn't make sense inside the series, doesn't necessarily mean it's non-canon. It's just a sign of bad writing and the placement was just put in wrong. So things like the Garlic Jr. arc were just placed in the wrong time.